real gritty, real shitty. I used to only go out on Tuesdays, and that was the only place I could go.
I went to a worse one than that. I went to a bar off Hempstead Road. It was like a Tejano bar.
Okay.
And it was like everybody there spoke Spanish. And it was me and my Hispanic friends, and from high school, and yeah, man, got hammered drunk. They don't ask for IDs.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
They don't ask for IDs.
I was gonna ask. Yeah.
They don't ask. No. Most of the bars don't ask for IDs. You just gotta walk up there confidently.
Yeah.
You gotta walk up there like, yo,
and know what you're ordering. Because if you ask for something real specific, you start asking about like specials and shit. Like, what's good?
No,
then it's like, okay.
No, because and then don't order something basic.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man. I can order a vodka cranberry and a Shirley Temple. I can do that because I paid the cost. I did what it took to get to this point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna question me. If they do question me, bam, I got it. But if you're trying to underage drink, this is what you need to do. You need to order something a little bit sophisticated. Pay the $10 for the old fashioned. If it's not a nice bar, don't ever order anything nice.
Nope. Yep.
If it's a grungy ass sports bar, order a Bud Light and a shot of whiskey. Don't call it the Texas two-step.
That's a good.
That's what I love to call it.
That's a good point.
Texas two-step. That's what that's. I'm really trying to get.
If you know the key is in specificity.
Do not, but don't.
If you know the names.
No, but like don't do that because that's how people look at you. They're like, what the fuck? What would you? So what names are you talking about?
I mean, you gotta. Not what bottles you got, but if you go like what. I'm thinking if you go to a brewery and you start asking like what stouts you guys got, you go straight for something that it takes you. You go like, yeah, well, you got the IPAs. Then
Key,
like,
no one drinks stouts.
I drink stouts.
You drink stouts?
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hard Fried History. Josh is here.
Henry's here.
Yeah, we're all the whole gang.
The gang's all here, man.
Alex is here, just trying to be quiet. Making dank ass jewelry. It's a lot of stuff going on.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
It's a lot of good stuff. This is a hub of creativity, and we're just gonna ruin it with our jokes
with
about
our
history.
bullshit.
With our bullshit. So Henry, who we taking a look at?
We've got Carrie Amelia Moore, aka Carrie Nation.
So, who? I had no idea who Carrie Nation is, and I feel like most of viewers don't know who Carrie Nation is. Did you have an idea of who Carrie Nation is coming into this, right?
Yeah.
And when I just say the balls on this one,
yes,
the balls on this lady, the ovaries on this, the ovaries
she got some big ovaries. She got some
massive ovaries.
That sounds more like an insult than it does.
No, I mean that's a good thing.
Compliment.
No. She's got massive ovaries. She's doing it.
Swanging those ovaries.
I don't think it's right.
Planting them on the table.
Just putting the ovaries on the table.
Yes.
Boom. Sack of eggs on the table.
So you know it. You sack of
sack on the table.
Boom. Bursts open
sack.
And all the little babies start crawling out.
Okay. All right. I think you're just talking about semen, and let's move on.
I was thinking like a spider's egg sac.
Wait, no. I don't. Why are you thinking of spider egg sac?
What's wrong with you? I chased the rabbit hole too far, man. I got to.
Why you immediately go to spiders? That's so creepy. Like most people avoid spiders, but you're kind of like, I want to see it.
Well, I thought like ovaries is eggs on the table, and then they like she placed her ovaries on the table.
Why are you
just
thinking
bursts open, and all these fucking babies start popping out and crawling all over the place.
Why are you thinking about the reproductive cycle of spiders, dog?
Listen, I just yes-anded this too far. That's all I was trying to do. Okay, I was just got too deep.
Yo, my man Henry thinks about how spiders fuck a lot. That's why.
I was watching an episode of Adventure Time, and it happened the other day, which I think is what planted the seed in my brain.
Yeah, don't ever tell nobody you watch cartoons again.
Hey, fuck you. I watch cartoons all the time.
I love but don't
cartoons.
Tell nobody you do that.
I'll tell the world.
We don't trust you. We don't trust you. You seem like you're researching.
Looking for ways to relate.
This is disgusting. All right. Carrie Nation.
Carrie Nation. Let's get in it. Carrie Nation. She was born in Girard County. I guess it's Girard County. I doubt it's like Garrett.
It's
Girard County.
It's Kentucky, so they pronounce it however they want to pronounce it.
Who knows? She's born November 25th, 1846 in Kentucky. So already you know she's going to witness an interesting and pivotal slice of American history.
This back when Kentucky was Kentucky, not like New Day Kentucky.
Not like modern.
Kentucky. This is back when Kentucky was Kentucky. If you don't know what I mean by that, that's when they had slaves.
Yeah.
That's for sure. When they were deep into slavery.
Yeah, they loved it. Carrie's family had slaves.
They had slaves. Her mom was her mom was interesting because her mom was, how do you put it lightly, crazy,
insane,
like one of those, insane to the point of just like, yeah, we don't trust you with the sharp things.
No.
In the house, or like any type of oils, any type of grease. We don't trust you with any of that stuff because her mom used to believe that she was like the lady in waiting to Queen Victoria, and I don't even know what that means.
I don't.
And she simplified it by just thinking she was Queen Victoria.
It's like, let me water down my fantasy a little bit. Let me make my fantasy a little more, my delusions a little more concise. So I'm just Queen Victoria.
I love when people just like, I'm just gonna take this crazy up a level.
Yep.
And so you're growing up with a mom and your siblings and a family in
rural Kentucky,
slaveholding
Kentucky,
and you're just kind of moving through life, and your mom's crazy, but y'all are like super religious
and wealthy, from what I've heard.
Wealthy, but super duper religious,
way into it,
like so religious, like I think Carrie's mom was like she was like a descendant of like a famous preacher, and also she was like they would have church like with their slaves. And I don't even like to call them slaves as a black person, just with the black people that they had captured. They would have church with these people, and it would and kind of Carrie's like whole grounding and basis is in this like this is in church.
Yeah. I also heard that when they would have services together, Carrie was kind of ousted from the family. Like for one reason or another, her mother like hated her and would like throw fucking plates at her. And there was just this schism between the mother and Carrie, and she was like forced to live in the slave quarters. And when they would have church and everything, she would actually like receive the gospel with the slaves as well, wherever they sat.
Because she would not recognize that her mom was Queen Victoria. She would not recognize. You need to recognize.
You dispute my authority.
I am Queen Victoria, and you will address me as such because this is the Victorian age, and I don't know why I'm in Kentucky.
I don't know what happened.
But I am Queen Victoria. And do you think if you? I was going to ask you if you've ever met anybody crazy, but I know you know various people who are crazy.
I'm pretty crazy.
As we know, no. We know various people.
Yeah.
Who are insane.
Yeah.
How do you handle it when you're just around insane people?
I just smile and nod usually, and don't call them on their bullshit. I talk shit about them in group chats later. That's my move.
Do you think being insane or about being around insane people makes you insane?
Like the osmosis of insanity by proxy.
Yeah, I'm talking about just being around, because I know with Carrie Nation, like your mom has mental things going on mentally.
Yeah,
you're gonna like that's a genetic. Yeah. You're gonna get a touch of that.
Right.
Little
that's what I was thinking.
But like,
kind of makes sense later in her life, which we'll get to.
But just being around insane people, I feel like it makes you a little bit more insane.
Yeah.
Just because
it forces you to play on their level.
You're now
on their plane.
Yeah, you're in their world, because you have to like kind of
navigate it,
and you're not like there's shit that you like. We all accept right today. I am not Queen Victoria.
Yeah.
Me becoming and saying, "Yo, I am Queen Victoria." You don't have to you have to climb up the stairs to my world.
Yes.
and fucking be like, yo, well,
or else you cannot engage with me if you don't. Exactly. If you don't partake at least in some respect in my own fantasy,
exactly,
the communication breaks down.
I don't know, man. It's shit so she has a crazy mom.
Yep. 2
of her siblings also go crazy.
Yeah. There's a little strain in the family. Somebody's genes were a little wonky.
Somebody was insane.
Trickled down.
So she has this like weird growing up phase, which is just like she grows up
around all these crazy people.
And
in a crazy time, moreover.
Kentucky in the 1850s, right? And they do a lot of moving.
Yeah.
They do a lot of moving.
The 1854, they moved to Missouri because the father, he was afraid that the onset of the Civil War would just turn Kentucky into a war zone, and that they would be seeing all these skirmishes and everything.
And that's when you realize your dad's a fucking idiot.
He's not reading the papers of the time. He moved him to the worst place. That they're trying to escape the Civil War. The Civil War was already happening in the 1850s in Missouri and Kansas.
Yeah, like Missouri and Kansas. And when I say Missouri and Kansas were feuding over, I mean, of course, over slavery, but really 2 states of just nothingness. I went to school in Missouri. I love Columbia. Shout out Casey Moe. Shout out Jeff City. Shout out to Lou. Shout out Springfield. Shout out. But y'all know y'all state ain't shit. You know your state ain't shit. you know state shit. Same thing with Kansas.
I think I would still rather go to Missouri than Kansas.
Kansas is a I went to this part of Kansas called the Flint Hills one time.
Mm-hmm.
The scariest thing when you see a sign that says, "Ain't no gas station for 100 miles." And then you're just in hills.
Jesus.
You're just in hills. It's just like
no, thank
you.
Just
like no. This is y'all should populate this.
You got to do something.
You got to do something with
There's
this.
Too much space.
There's too much just empty space, and then once you get on the other side of that space, you know what your reward is? Topeka. Look.
Kansas in the 1850s is easily the most interesting that it's ever been, and arguably is ever going to be. That's when you got like battles and shit.
It was interesting. It'd be interesting, like when they have tornadoes and shit, because
that'd be kind of cool, like tornado watchers.
Niggas getting Dorothy'd up.
Yeah,
niggas getting Dorothy'd up out there. Getting Dorothy'd.
I'd like to watch a tornado. I wouldn't, not like from a distance.
Yeah, we got a couple of those, but ours usually down here in Houston come with hurricanes.
Yeah, I don't like those as much. I want to see the spiral, you know. Oh, I don't just want to see the rain or the effect of the spiral.
Where the fuck was that? I saw a hurricane. Like not a hurricane. I've seen plenty of those, but I saw a tornado, and when you actually see it, you like.
Man, it's kind of humbling. It's pretty badass. Like, oh shit, I need to get out of here.
So the wind can just do that.
Whoa.
It's just the wind that can fucking get you out of here, boy. So,
people sleep on the wind.
Yeah,
you don't think it is as powerful as it is until your fucking double wide gets swept up and you're now homeless.
The wind is just the dude in the back corner of the party who's like kind of gully looking, and he's just going, "Yeah." He's like probably not gonna do anything, but when he does,
but you don't want to fuck with them.
When he does,
yeah,
it's fucked up, dog. It's fucked up. So they moved to Missouri, right?
Oops.
What?
They moved to Missouri. Oops.
They moved to Missouri. Yeah. Oops. So they did something. Yeah, they moved to Missouri. They, they from Missouri, right? They they try to get away from the Civil War. War comes there. Then in 1862, to get away from all the shit going on in Kansas, Missouri.
Yeah. They moved to Texas. Good old Texas.
Which is okay. I mean,
I don't know about that. But
good old Texas.
That's where we're at now.
So there's nothing good old about this time for me personally.
That's fair.
It's nothing good old time because I don't know if you guys know your boy's black. Boom.
What?
Dropped it on them. I don't know if they just thought I was some white dude saying it all the time. But yeah, no. So they moved to Texas.
Then moved back to Missouri.
Then moved back
in 1863.
They're just hopping a lot of states where. Yeah. There's a lot they're hopping a lot of states where today there's a meth problem.
Yeah.
They're just going around Meth Alley.
Yeah.
And they're just, I mean, you know.
And they never escaped that cycle.
They never escaped it. Dude, you talking about meth?
No.
That's real
just
sad,
living
brother.
where meth would later ravage.
You saying Carrie Nation brought meth to these places?
I'm not saying she bring it. Correlation does not equal causation, but.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, you went to school, brother. I see.
Mm-hmm. So, Civil War ends. The family returns to their farm in Belton, Missouri, which I think is like right along the border between Missouri and Kansas. In 1865, she meets the stunning Charles Gloyd. Apparently, he spoke a number of languages. He's a Union veteran. He's a physician.
The goddamn Yankee.
Yeah.
And she was like, yo.
Whoa.
Yeah, Charles Gloyd. Oh, what's the only problem with Gloyd? Your boy Gloyd has a little bit of a drinking problem.
I don't know, a little bit.
No, that nigga's fucked.
Raging alcoholic.
Yeah, he's wild. He's just like
but
hammered.
He was also a public school teacher. So what do you expect?
Yeah, no, I know a lot of teachers from doing stand-up comedy. They're all drunks and derelicts.
Heinous
people.
Like, the lowliest sort.
They let you teach children? They let you teach children?
Really?
They let you teach children?
Oh shit! I teach children, and
yeah, no, they shouldn't let you teach children.
I got a problem.
They shouldn't let me fuck with people electrical grids and shit and turn on their power. They shouldn't let me do that. I should have never worked for an oil company. I'm not that responsible, but I did though.
We slipped through the cracks.
We all slipped through the cracks. Stand up comedy, high five, boom. There we go. That was weak. All right.
It was pretty weak. So the parents did not like Gloyd because of the piety of the parents, but also his alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
But Bright-Eyed Carrie thought that with her love, she would be able to save him from the clutches of alcoholism.
So they got married in 1867, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know they get divorced like 1 year later.
Yeah. Not even a year later. We got November 21st for 1867 and then September 27th. That's fucking what? That's 9 months.
You got to think about how bad his drinking problem must have been.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even do divorces back then, basically. They didn't even have the
That was a permanent stain on your reputation. But to get a divorce?
They didn't even have...
You're bringing property values down.
They didn't even have the paperwork at the post office. They was like, divorce? I got to send in for that shit.
What the fuck? I don't know what I'm supposed to do, actually. I got to...
This is the years where you got married and you just stayed with the person.
Mm-hmm.
He molests kids. That's what he does. That's who he is. That's part of of who he is as a person. Don't molest kids. No time.
Don't do it.
But you know what I'm saying? So to understand, like, this man was just like a hammered, blackout, drunk, and I feel like that's where her grievances against
I couldn't find
liquor come from.
Yeah,
it's because he was such a fucking drunk, and she felt like, you know, they had a daughter, right?
Yeah,
Charlene, and the daughter came out with like severe, you know, mental and physical handicaps, and you know, Carrie blamed that on the fact that on the drinking. Also, she started to see drinking as like everywhere. She started to see drinking.
It's just popping up as like the root of all
evil.
It keeps on fucking her life up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the same way I see the man. Her alcohol is the man. The man is
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Shaitan, the Yakubs, they're always popping up. And I don't know who's gonna listen to this podcast, but like this is gonna be one dude laughing at one thing, and
we're just trying to cast a broad net
because somebody is pausing and looking up Yakub and going,
"What?
How does this even play?" But I like it though.
Hey, but we're educating you either way. You know, maybe not about what we're supposed to be, but you know, you're getting little crumbs of knowledge. Scrape together a loaf. I don't fucking know.
Don't do bread money.
I was also thinking, I couldn't find any evidence on this, but you know how alcoholics are. Is sometimes they get a little confrontational. Sometimes they get a little abusive.
Okay.
And so maybe
I don't think alcoholism causes abuse.
Well, no,
I think
but
it's just in you.
But you
don't blame your abuse on alcohol.
I don't abuse.
Don't blame the way Alex beats you on alcohol.
Okay, there we go. That's better. That's better. It's a common trope, though. You know, it's like he gets in too deep. He's at the bar, and she's like, "Where have you been?" And he's like, "Shut up." And so maybe I couldn't find any evidence of it, but I can speculate at the very least that maybe there was a couple incidents where he was hitting on her, and she's like, "I got to get out of this immediately."
And she gets out of it. She
did.
And she gets out of it, and Glory, that boy died of alcoholism.
1869.
So very quick.
Like a few months after they get divorced, he dies.
And there's speculation that he didn't know about his daughter either.
Yeah, because they got divorced prior to, and that he maybe he would have lived if he had known. Maybe that would have been his second chance, and he'd have been like, "I fucked up. I gotta raise my daughter now." But
and trust me, as a father who was an alcoholic, he dead now. They don't never stop, my nigga.
Okay, that's fair. You know, I can
Let
speculate.
Let me speak from the personal experience on this one. I'm laughing, but I'm crying.
Laugh the pain away.
Laugh that pain away, brother.
So she's now a single mother with a disabled daughter. She sells all the land that her father gave to her. She sold her husband's medical textbooks, sold some of his medical supplies, and she builds a home in Holden, Missouri. And in addition to having to take care of her daughter and herself, for that matter, she's got to take care of her mother-in-law, Mama Gloyd.
That's kind of crazy. Like, no,
yeah,
once I divorce you, your mom can get the fuck out of here.
Can you think of a worse person to be stuck with, to have to just be with the in-laws after they're gone?
Yeah, no, you can dip too. Like, why are you taking care of her mother? That's being too nice, dog.
Yeah.
If I'm not fucking with you, I'm not fucking with you.
Hey, but that's the difference between her and us, okay?
Oh yeah, I'm wild.
It's that bleeding heart of hers.
I'm not as good as Carrie Nation. I'm a wild boy. I'm a wild boy. I would never. Your mom want to stay? We're not. Oh, I kick it.
That tornado could come get her too. Yeah, for all I care.
Damn, you gonna have her dead in the tornado? Just swirled up. just woo. Yo, dude, when you
I like to imagine her with a little umbrella inside the.
When you die in a tornado. You know what's crazy? I don't think there's ever been a black person who died in a tornado. No, there has.
Probably.
No, for sure there has. Because the tornadoes hit the South hella hard now. Because you know climate change and all that bullshit.
Yeah, I don't want to think about it. Yeah. No, nobody does though. That's the problem.
Yo, did you get to like swirl up, or is it just like a piece of wood hitting you in the face and decapitating you? Because that's what
shrapnel.
Because it just
getting like and then like whoop, get bitch slapped by a wood
that's
a fence post,
and then you're dead. Then you fucking die.
What if you had to die in any natural disaster?
Nope. Let's move on with Carrie Nation. Wait, no, I'm fucking with you. Go
ahead. What natural disaster would you want to go in if you had to pick one?
Ooh, what natural disaster?
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick, you pick yours first. I'm gonna think about one.
Man, I think it would be cool to go in an earthquake.
Okay.
Because that would be
just something falling on you.
No,
I mean trapped and then dying of hunger.
Like falling down a chasm.
That's not how I don't even know. Do chasms exist for real?
Yeah, like a split in the earth, and then this gaping hole comes and just swallows you.
But then, like, what
swallows you up?
Yeah, that sounds
you fall to your death.
But that sounds like a personal issue. Like, you wrote this down?
No, I just thought about it. I was kind of stream of consciousness.
Yeah, you wild.
Sounds like a metaphor, though. I don't know.
I personally, if I had to die in a natural disaster, probably it would be like, for me, it would be like a Smashing Pumpkins concert. Cause I consider those a natural disaster.
But just too hard in the mosh pit?
No. I've heard they're trash in live.
Oh,
I've heard they're garbage.
The sight,
it's a natural disaster.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a natural disaster. It
shouldn't happen, but sometimes it has to.
a lot of devastation.
A lot of broken families.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, she's working on receiving her teaching certificate. She gets that in July of 1872, and she teaches for 4 years around the area. Also, at the same time, receiving a history degree.
Bam.
That's pretty cool.
Boom, boom, boom. History in this mother hard fried.
Yeah.
Whoop. Chicka, 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 what? Okay, I shouldn't do that ever again.
I didn't like better than the beats you made, man.
Hey, all right, let's move on.
Hey.
All right, hidden personally. All right, come on.
All right, so 1874, she marries her second husband, who is David Nation, who's a pretty accomplished dude. Contemporaneously, he's an attorney.
Sick dude.
He's a journalist.
Sick stuff.
He's a preacher, and he's a widow. He's got a daughter, and she needs a mom.
Yeah, most importantly, what is he?
19 years older.
Nah, but most importantly, what is he though?
Rich?
Most importantly, what is he though?
I don't know.
For the time, white. But
okay.
I was gonna say father, but then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, no, he's white. That's the most important thing. No, but 19 years older than her, which is by this time, bro. She's like she born 1846.
Yeah.
1846, 74. She's only about 28.
Yeah.
28.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, not so bad. So I mean, put that boy at what that boy at? That boy's about 19, 28.
It's like 47. 28 and 47. That's some gold digging stuff nowadays.
No, it's not really no gold digging. If you see a 28-year-old and a 47-year-old, I'm thinking, yo, that dude reads.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
That dude reads. He probably and she probably wants to read, but he knows all the books that she wants. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think automatically. Now you get a 55 to between 23.
Yeah,
this is some weird shit that's going on.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is about money.
So they moved to Texas in 1877, where they try to start, I think, a cotton plantation, but it fails.
Yeah.
And so she begins to manage a crummy, shady hotel in West Columbia, Texas, called the Columbia.
Everything and everybody around Carrie Nation is an abject fucking failure. It's like everything around, these people who, her family, a lot of people who surrounded her, everything is these people fail. They fail all the time. And I guess this is the time in America where, you could fail. People there's a time when Ulysses Grant, the president, who was an ex-president, went poor after after he was the president.
He caught the poor.
Yeah, shit. So and it's kind of this constant struggle of these constant gigs or constant licks they're trying to hit to make this all work, and and she has kind of been like a side piece to people who are doing their thing, and kind of getting dragged along, and
she never really in charge of her own destiny. She's never had the charge,
and she's never the main person, and she's never accomplishing her goals, but that shit gonna change.
Yeah, in the best way,
possible.
So, eventually, she successfully runs this hotel. She's able to buy a hotel. Ooh, you hear that voice crack? She's able to buy a hotel in Richmond, Texas. And that one's a little more upscale. You got higher clientele coming in there, and she runs that for 10 years.
Richmond, Texas is a place I'm familiar with because I bought my car over there, and I had to pretend that I was broke so I could get a really good deal on it. I had to pretend like I was very, very, very poor.
Well done.
And I got that money down. Yeah. There's no point to that story that connects to
That's
it.
Just the connection to
Richmond.
It's
just connection to Richmond. I never really go to Richmond.
I've never been to Richmond.
I used to. I did another podcast, Regular Dude Report. Listen over there. Those two white guys.
Those two dudes.
Yeah. Why are they regular dudes?
I don't know.
Because they're white.
I was just thinking average.
They are super average. I fuck with them. I love them. I love
yes,
the Regular Dude Report.
Me too.
They shoot that over in Richmond, and Richmond has a lot of, let's put it this way, a lot of names of streets are named after plantation things.
Yeah.
Cotton gin.
Wait, they Cotton Gin Street?
Yeah, no, it's
Whitney Street.
It's really like that. Wow. It's really just a large plantation area. Okay.
And they're still hanging on to it.
No, they're hanging on deep hard, real hard.
South Carolina hard.
Right by the plant. They got a prison out there. Yeah, real hard. Yeah, but yeah. So she moves. She owns a hotel in Texas, a little bit more upscale.
Yeah,
and she kind of kills it for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So around this time, supposedly she started having visions, though, dreams, and that's what she called typhoid fever.
Yeah,
and it left her with a lockjaw and a hole in her cheek. So
whenever you Google Carrie Nation, she's very grim.
Let's say it this way: she's stoic. She's stoic. That's a way that you can respect somebody and say that they're not great looking.
She's looks stoic. Like so many of my language arts teachers in high school. I'm pretty sure I had Carrie Nation for AP English literature.
She looks more like the lunch lady that don't give you shit. Like, you got all that shit over there, but she's just not gonna give you anything. She's just gonna look at you and say,
judge you
and say, you know, you're not supposed to be eating this because you got man boobs. That's
it's a lunch lady who throws shade.
A shady ass lunch lady.
Okay.
But she's like the top lunch lady.
Yeah.
So you can't tell nobody.
You can't fuck with her.
You can't tell nobody on her, and it's just like, damn, dog. But yeah, no. So at that point, you know, she's getting older. Mm-hmm. She moved through her life. She's now found success doing something that was hers.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if you've ever done that. You like have success doing something that you kind of created. I've never done that.
Not yet. Nope.
Never done that.
Nope.
Never done. But when I do that one day, I expect it's gonna be something dope.
I'm gonna feel like Carrie Nation felt.
You're gonna feel good, and you're gonna feel like, oh, I can do anything now because I made something work. I made something prosper, not on my own, you know, but something that I started, and you know, I can't wait for that day.
Who doesn't want that? It's a good dream to have. So
the family moved back to Kansas.
Medicine Lodge.
And the reason they moved back to Kansas was because Carrie Nation's husband, David, got involved in some bullshit.
Yep.
Not really bullshit, actually a righteous cause, but like got involved in a little conflict of little sorts.
Of classic Texas bullshit.
I mean, it's not really bullshit, but it is kind
of. It was bullshit.
I mean, the whole idea that you're fighting over that. Yeah. It should already be something that's
inherent.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the J. Bud Woodpecker War of 1889.
Yep.
Yo, they used to name stuff so well back in the day.
Yeah.
The J. Bird Woodpecker.
Well, apparently there was some dude who would like sing about jaybirds and woodpeckers outside of like a county clerk's office or some public place, and so they styled themselves after that.
So, and they were warring basically over They were worrying over the fact that like black people could vote in like Peoria County, Texas.
Yeah.
And luckily, studying Carrie Nation, what side was she on? What side was her husband on?
He was on the woodpecker side, which was in favor of blacks being able to vote.
Okay.
And jaybirds were trying to shut that shit down and have like whites only ballots.
Okay.
So luckily, they fell on the right side of that issue.
So yeah, she moved
to Medicine Lodge, Kansas, and David Nation begins working as a preacher.
And she would heckle him, which is
hilarious.
The funniest thing.
You're supposed to support your man, but here she is like, slow down.
As a stand-up comedian, and I think it speaks for both of us. You just gotta find your woman that will heckle you from the front row.
Yeah.
Talk shit.
What's the worst you've ever been heckled?
Somebody told me while I was doing stand-up, I delivered a joke. They said, "Oh hell no, that nigga need to go back to the drawing board," which is just funny. He made an architecture metaphor.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What about you?
Some dude like straight up told me that he didn't think that I was funny while I was on stage. That's
a light ass heckle though, but that's a light one.
You're right. It was heated though. It was like shortly after Orlando, and I made a joke about I made a joke I shouldn't have, and this dude was gay and he went to the bathroom. Okay, it was about like You know, it's a classic. Like, I don't think gay people should be allowed to get married because I want gay people to to be happy. I was like, can you imagine how many paint swatches a gay couple would have to look at? They'd have to look at twice as many paint swatches. I'd rather die at a shooting in Orlando than have to look at that many paint swatches.
That's just so much homophobia, and it's kind of wild.
You're right. This was like 3 years ago. I'm not. I deserved it.
You can
for
take
sure.
the boy out of spring. You can take the boy out of Spring, Texas, but not the Spring, Texas out of the boy. I'll tell you that for sure. Hey yo, okay.
His buddies were laughing. He just hated it, and then he left, and he was like, "I don't think you're funny. You shouldn't have said that." And I was like, "You're probably right." And I never said it again. I was shamed to change.
So back to Carrie Nation. In the 1890s, like, she developed this like a reputation for piety. Like, she would rip cigars out of people's mouths if she saw them smoking, smack adolescent children with umbrellas if they were sitting too close on a park bench, which is a weird. Just because they're sitting too close, maybe there's not enough room on the bench.
Maybe, yeah, but maybe they're feeling each other up. Maybe they're getting a little too handsy.
Yo,
you gotta preserve their sacredity.
Yo,
in the eyes of God.
If somebody ever smack me with an umbrella, and you know what, I'm shoving that umbrella at your ass. I'm shoving it up your ass. Don't smack me with an umbrella. I don't care who it is. Don't touch me. But you gonna smack me with them? Look, all right,
that would hurt.
It's a personal thing. Yeah. It's a personal thing that I don't want to talk about. So, when we get to like the crux of why we're talking about Carrie Nation, because right now she just sounds like a crotchety old lady.
Yeah,
like the worst. It gets to the point of, Kansas was a dry state.
Yeah,
but it was like because of like it's the U.S. like U.S. laws on what am I thinking of? Because the U.S. laws on like their inter-trade laws, you could not like liquor couldn't be illegal. It was just the sale of like open liquor products was illegal.
You could make it.
So you could. So I don't think you could make it there. I don't think you can make it there. I don't think you. But what you could do was bring in bottles. Because you can't, they can't.
That's interstate trade.
Yes, interstate
just because
trade.
It's banned in another state, we can import it.
That's the federal government's job. You're talking about the federal government kind of governs that stuff. So there would be these places that would just have liquor, and people would order it, but they would just give it to you in bottles. But technically, it was illegal to serve like open.
Yeah.
But kind of in this weird limbo. When he served in bottles.
That makes sense.
And then there was all types of, illegal saloons and all types of stuff.
Right.
And this is Carrie Nation is coming.
This is her life's cause.
She's coming to this.
She hates this shit.
Everything in her life is about alcohol. So she's like, yo, I see the devil around me. That's me like doing that little weird with that weird.
I thought he was a snake, man. I thought he.
The thing from whatchamacallit, the thing from that movie with he's like it puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again. Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. But yeah, wait. Hannibal. Oh, and nobody's listening to this podcast anymore.
Got it.
So. That's she kind of she grown up in this world where she's like oh no, alcohol is the blame of everything, and then she kind of opened a local branch of the Women's Christian Temperance Union.
Yep.
Where she advocated for the abstinence from alcohol and the general ban. She would stand outside of bars with a guitar, with a hand organ, and sing hymns and scold people for walking into bars.
Basically, just heckle them as well.
She made
just for getting drink and make you almost afraid to go inside of the saloon for fear of earning the scorn
of Carrie Nation. The worst.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I have an aunt exactly like this woman, only without the massive ovaries. You know?
Oh man, it was a joke that we did earlier, and. Move on from the joke. Don't call back the joke.
I thought it was a good one, man. I liked it.
Yeah, no, she did have some.
Without the gumption.
She did have some big ass ovaries.
Yeah.
Ovaries sick. Sick. All right. Now we're just doing sound.
So she was actually. She was fairly successful. She drove a few of the saloons out of town with these effects, but with these methods. But she did make some enemies in the process. And now you start to see that people are actively trying to harm Carrie Nation. One of them, they sabotaged her buggy, and it caused her to get into an accident. I think like hurt her leg or injured her in some way. Now, all this changes. We kick this up a few degrees on June 5th, 1900, turn of the 20th century. She awakens and she hears God talking to her. She says,
and God's like, that's what.
I hope not. I would be so disappointed if God finally revealed himself to me, and he was just some douchey frat boy.
Yeah, you call me a douchey frat boy? Yeah, you're wild for that one.
No, man.
Yo, you played yourself.
I thought you were doing.
You played yourself, fool. This is who I am, fool. But God tells her, go to Kiowa.
Go to Kiowa.
Go to Kiowa.
Kiowa?
I think Kiowa. I think it's
Kiowa.
Okay. Kiowa. Go to Kiowa in South Kansas, and she takes a bunch of rocks and bricks and just starts smashing up a bar
where all these people are drinking. Just goes in there. People are still got their feet on the bar, knocking them back, and all of a sudden, and she was a like a big woman too. She was like 6'1", 175 pounds, and she has this background of like growing up on farms and shit. So she's like muscular.
Bro, she looks like
she's like my size.
If you saw Carrie Nation and the ghost of Carrie Nation in your house, you'd be like, dude, I'm dead. This old lady.
She's about to yes. You're gonna smother me with a pillow or something.
A massive lady for the time. She's a massive lady who's going in a place. She has
probably bigger than most of the men at the time.
Bigger than most of the men. Has a lockjaw hole in her cheek, and she's going in a
bad woman.
And she's fucking busting the fucking joint up,
smashing bottles, throwing rocks and shit. And what would you do if somebody came in and just started busting your favorite bar up?
I'd probably be like, I can find another bar.
It's not exactly an issue nowadays.
I'm not really pressed about, but if it was my favorite bar, I put my life on the line. I put my life on the line.
You'd get in her way?
Bar. Yeah, for the bar I love, yeah. I got one bar that I love. It's a need to know situation because I don't want you all coming there.
Okay, understood.
But I love that bar, and if you know what I'm saying, I love the people who go there. But I don't
really
like
old woman.
I don't like the people who go to that bar, but I love my bartender. Okay. If they want to come at me, they want to hurt my man. They want to hurt my dog.
It ain't happening.
Then I'm going to call the cops.
Man, come on.
She's 6'1", bro. I'm not gonna stand in a lady that's 6'1", Grim Reaper looking ass woman. No, she's a crazy person. Then she's dressing like
a banshee.
She's dressed in all black, and she's dressed like in this weird Methodist way, like all black with like a little white like kind of frock thing up top.
Little bonnet.
She looks insane.
Yeah.
She looks crazy, and even for the time,
got that crazy glint in her eye.
And
too.
she looks
just like fuck with me, I dare you.
She has teeth, but she looks like she has no teeth. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, dog. No, I'm out.
I'll probably just film it.
So
honestly.
I would world star.
Take
world
pictures
star.
and shit, post it, and people like, no, you staged this.
I'd be like,
this ain't real.
Yeah, bro, I'm not talking about you in The Hobbit. I'm not talking about you in The Hobbit. That's a whole other story. Basically, no, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Henry got heckled by a Hobbit.
No, it's no big deal.
That's a whole
other
thing. That's a whole other thing. Oh my God, he got heckled by.
That's probably the worst I've been. That was not soul crushing.
Oh my
like
God.
The other one was. Anyways,
so she goes around Kansas. Carrie Nation going around Kansas,
smashing shit up,
bursting up bars. Just bursting up bars, which is honestly, didn't know how many people lived in Kansas that they had multiple bars.
Yeah, but I mean they have some semblance of a population.
Okay.
What else is there to do in Kansas? You'd be
know.
depressed if you lived in Kansas too.
It's crazy. You're taking the only salvation that people have in Kansas, which is drinking.
You're taking it away from them.
You're taking the only thing that they love to do, which is drink, because they live in Kansas. And people are like, "Oh man, you're joking on Kansas. That's fucked up."
But
look, I love Kansas. I love people from Kansas. I love a girl from Kansas. But at the same time, I drove to that state.
Then again, maybe Kansas wouldn't be such a shithole if all the population wasn't spending all their time just getting wasted and shit. Maybe if they were to take the potential energy that's being sapped from them by alcohol and turn it into like public works projects and building up all sorts of cool shit to do in Kansas, maybe it wouldn't be in the decrepit state it is presently.
Because Kansas, if Kansas drinks, it just becomes Iowa.
And
Iowa's just a drunk Kansas.
Okay.
It's all Iowa.
So eventually, she's smashing up all these bars, and her husband says jokingly, I assume, he says, "You should use a hatchet for maximum effect." And she says, "That is the most sensible thing you have said since I married you." And then they get divorced.
Because
1901.
She got that good. She knew he was around for a reason. She couldn't figure it out. But until he recommended the hatchet, and then she started wilding around with the hatchet. Oh, now
that's all you need.
You made your name, baby. Mm-hmm. You made your name. Because now that's when the what they call it the Hatchetations.
Hatchetations.
The Hatchetations.
Great word.
Carrie Nation.
Carrie Nation and the Hatchetations.
Carrie Nation and the Hatchetations. A great soul band.
That's what I was thinking.
Great Nation.
I was thinking, or a book series. Like the Magic Treehouse, where they do Tim and Sam and the Secret of the Gnomes or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Like Carrie Nation and the Hatchetations.
Carrie Nation and her Hatchetations. First of all, she's losing her mind.
Yeah.
Or she's being talked to by God.
Yeah.
Then also, she's her marriage isn't going great.
No. She just got divorced.
But
she's free. She's liberated.
But
finally.
from that marriage, she gets the name Nation.
Mm-hmm.
And because her parents were, as all the historical texts have basically said, were dumb rednecks. They spelled her name wrong. Instead of spelling this Carrie, Carrie, they spelled it Carrie, Carry. So now her name is Carrie A Nation. So now she's fucking seeing shit from that.
She plays on that.
She's playing on that. She's fucking hearing shit. Her name means Carry a Nation. And then
Carry a nation into temperance.
And now she's running around with a hatchet.
Smashing up your favorite bar.
And people in Kansas have nothing else. She's taking it from them.
What I think's crazy is that she would sing and pray while she smashed these bars up. I just get this image of like a holy paladin, a warrior with a righteous holy warrior.
And God's in there yo, I was making a sandwich.
None of this in mind.
I was making a sandwich with avocado on it. I have no idea what you're talking about, but cool.
So between 1900 and 1910, she is arrested over 30 times for her hatchetations. And part of this, honestly, is the Women's Christian Temperance Union. They basically gave her a lecture tour. And so she would kind of get on this cycle where she would travel to a new city. Mm-hmm. She would smash up a saloon. She would give a speech. She would get arrested. She would get out of jail. She would go to a different town, smash up a bar, give a speech, and just do this so many times.
Just a question. Why has nobody killed her? Why nobody?
They tried. Some of them tried. She was driven out of town by mobs. They're like, "You're not doing this here.
We love this bar.
We need this.
This is the only bar that had skeet ball for 100 miles.
How can you not see this?
We just want to play skeet ball and drink and not think about farming anymore. Please, ma'am.
Have you seen grain prices right now? They've sunk. I'm depressed.
I am depressed. Let me drink gin that's also giving me worms. My boy has polio. Let me drink I have chlamydia. I don't know where I got it from. I've only had sex twice. Let me drink.
So Carrie gets smart too. She starts, as you do, she starts merchandising.
Yeah, it's sick,
she starts selling these little pewter hatchets to people while she's on tour. She's like, yo, you like what I just did? I got merch.
Ain't nothing more American than merch,
That's
baby.
what I'm saying.
There's nothing more American than, hey, you love me?
Made it.
Buy a shirt, my nigga. Buy a shirt. You got a keychain with my face on it? Oh, now you do.
Yep.
For $5.
You want to get on my newsletter?
You would.
No, you do.
Yo, put on your email. Was she taking emails? Carrie Nation taking emails is disgusting. Yo, let me get your email so I can send you this flyer.
She had like fan mail and shit.
Oh, and next time I'm in town, let me hit you up. It's just kind of crazy that she was just. Nobody was just being like, yo, you gotta go to jail for a
long time.
You just
I'm surprised her sentences weren't as long.
No, man.
She actually did come to Houston at one point.
Okay.
So December 30th, 1905, there was this one asshole who thought he was being clever, and he named the saloon Carrie Nation Saloon. She heard about this, asked him to change it.
Oh,
he did not.
He thought he was gonna do the Beetlejuice. He was like, say it 3 times, she might appear.
Yep. Basically, yep. And she did. And she showed up on the aforementioned date and just smashed it up. It's a 5th Ward is where this is, like really close to UHD. The address is 1002 and 1004th North San Jacinto Street. Now it's like bail bond place in a cafe.
Yeah, like most of Houston. It's
a
bail bond place in a cafe. No, my favorite Carrie Nation story is when she went to Butte, Montana. I think it's Butte, Montana, and
I hope it's not Butte.
It's Butte.
I know
it's Butte. Trust me. I think Montanas are
beautiful people.
No, I just think that they would know not to call it Butte.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Or nobody. Montana's probably not known for their ass.
Yeah.
Like I don't see a lot of girls coming from Montana with with badonkadonks. So I'm pretty sure like they were like, yeah, no, it's Butte. It's Butte.
Yeah, we got no reason.
There's no ass up here. There's no ass up here in Montana. We're too busy hiking and riding stuff. And look at that tree. But all right, favorite Carrie story. She was in Butte, Montana, and she tries to go into this brothel and bust it up, but she met her match. She met a match with I think a woman by the name of
May Malloy.
May Malloy, brothel owner, madam of the brothel, was like, "No, son," threw her out of there. Doing this here. Kicked her in the ass too. Was like, "Nah, we're not doing this here." But the Carrie Nation is like going all over the country doing this.
Got quite the reputation nationally.
People are sending her gold hatchets.
Yeah.
People are like, "Yo, Carrie Nation's dope." It's kind of seeing this woman who's like taking control and kind of fostering this movement. Some will call her what? I think the real not the mother of the
woman suffrage.
Not woman suffrage, but of prohibition, right?
Yeah.
She's like kind of like an initial
because she tried to work. She tried to change things from within, but she was not successful in that avenue, and so she took the unorthodox approach to accomplish her aims, and she was successful.
What's the only thing more American than merch?
Murder.
What? God,
she didn't murder anybody.
Crazy. God, you're crazy. Only thing more American than merch. Gotta take that boat to Broadway though. Yeah, gotta have a vaudeville show. Yeah. Carrie Nation coming live, vaudeville, baby.
At a theater near you.
Yeah, at a theater. She had a vaudeville show. Guessing about her breaking up shit. Not about her how tough it is to get through like jazz school.
Yeah, I don't fucking know what she did in vaudeville. She took it to London at one point, but she had an egg thrown at her while she was on stage.
Yeah, the Brits don't play that shit. Their culture is surrounded by a pub.
Yes,
they get off work and they just go to a pub. If you tie a British person and you blind them, they'll just go to their pub,
sniff out.
They'll just walk to their pub. They'll just end up at a pub
because they know.
They just know where a pub is. They just know. They go like they're on every corner. If we go come over with like this non-drinking shit,
we're not about that here.
How you gonna say, "Oh, follow me, I don't drink," when you have lockjaw?
Might solve the problem. I don't know. That's how that works.
Do you think she didn't drink because she have lockjaw?
She had lockjaw. She couldn't. She couldn't.
I can't do it. Nobody can.
I don't know. So toward the end of her life, she lived in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and she made her money basically just answering fan mail and sending out hatches and shit. She died in June of 1911, age 64. Her birthday was coming in November, but she didn't make it. We still remember her to this day because she left a lasting impact. There are 2 constitutional amendments that are in part because of her. One of them, more directly, was Prohibition Amendment, but the 18th Amendment was ratified on January of 1920, and then the 19th Amendment, which is women's suffrage, of course, ratified in August of 1920. So how's that for a lasting impact?
The thing I took from Carrie Nation is just like, if you got a dream, even if it's a crazy dream, because you're a crazy person,
you just gotta do it.
You gotta follow that, dog. If the voices in your head say, you should do stand-up comedy, even though it's gonna ruin your life, and you're gonna do a podcast with a guy named Henry,
hello,
who you think murders people. And you haven't used your master's degree to the full fruition. You should just do it. Or if you're just a crazy lady
and God tells that little voice inside of your head, God, if you want to call it that,
it's really speaking to you and saying, go to Kiowa and smash up bars, and tells you to smash up bars all over the country.
Do it until you die.
Until you die, you need to
do that.
Ruin people's good times.
Don't let anything stand in your way.
Don't ever let anything stand in your way. Hey, and look, there's only thing to do it. There's only one thing to it.
What is it?
And that's to do it.
To do it.
Yeah.
To it.
That's just
so
it's weird.
As a sign off.
Is it a sign off or signing off?
Yeah, I just wanted to salute Carrie Nation for
Carrie Nation.
Her audacity, her boldness, her bravery, her determination.
I told Henry that this was disrespectful.
Job done.
I told Henry that this was disrespectful, and that we shouldn't do this because Henry is a sycophant.
I'm not a good person.
He's not a good person, and he's just gonna disrespect this lady who honestly looks like she will hunt us all.
Maybe.
Like she will fucking hunt us. And no, but seriously, if you want to have like not a great night of sleep, watch Carrie Nation. Just look at Carrie Nation and just look at her and drink a little bit.
Cheers.
Why do they make Heineken? It's pretty goddamn good. But drink a little bit. Look at Carrie Nation like I did last night, and you will she won't haunt you, but like in a sexual way.
She can be in my dreams tonight.
Yeah, she is
one
big.
way or the other.
I would have liked to saw her like when she was super young.
Yeah,
because she is 6'1", and she is a big girl, little big girl.
Amazonian
woman,
if you want
little cat, little trying to get a calf in a headlock. Gonna put that calf in a headlock. Anything you taking from Carrie Nation? The burp. That's all you're gonna take?
No, I do admire her. She had gumption. She left a lasting imprint on society, and she got some badass political cartoons.
And
that's how you know you made it. When people are making like fun of you in the papers and shit, and like don't let anybody doubt you. Even I mean, I ain't shit compared to Carrie Nation, but even me shit, not like I probably never have the impact that she has.
You gonna have that. You gonna have that impact, dog.
All right.
All you need to do to have that impact is get you some massive ovaries.
and just
some thick ass man, so like thick ovaries, dog. Just get them, put them ovaries on the table. Drop them on the table. Put them ovaries on the table.
Drop your ovaries.
Hey, keep your ovaries on the table, y'all. So Henry, you got anything coming up you want to promote?
I'm actually going to be on, get this, the 8th Wonder Comedy Showcase tomorrow.
Don't know why you're promoting something.
That's
like that's so stupid.
You're right. It's not gonna. There's no benefit here.
There's no benefit, but yeah, I want to show 8th Wonder Comedy Showcase every Sunday.
It's awful.
It's a great show. So fuck you. We got $5 tickets, $8 tickets get you an 8th Wonder signature glass and an 8th Wonder beer all in one package.
Sundays at 6
p.m. Thursdays, Back of the Bus Comedy, open mic at the Secret Group. Oh, this is all at the Secret Group. At the Secret Group at 8 or 9 o'clock, depending on when the fuck they move us to. We never know. It's kind of wild like that. Kind of sexy. Unpredictable.
Wild.
We're doing stand-up comedy all the time. I'm going to be, hopefully, all of September, I'm going to be in fucking, in fucking San Francisco. San Francisco comedy competition. I'm gonna be in Iowa in October. What you doing, Henry?
I will be in Austin September 18th and 19th.
Big dog stuff.
18th.
Roof. Carrie Nation stuff.
Carrie Nation stuff.
Let's make you
Just
smash.
Gonna be dropping our ovaries on the table.
Dropping them big ass ovaries on the table, cause you bout that shit.
That's right.
And you don't like liquor. Because your husband was an alcoholic and he was the love of your life.
And he was torn from you.
Real sad.
I need another drink, man.
Destroyed
I'm sad now.
Destroyed his life. Alcohol be out here destroying niggas' lives and shit. Oh, I'm saying this with a Heineken in my hand. All right, man. Well, that's been another episode of Hard Fried History.
Yep.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening. Give us a like, subscribe. Also, lastly, let's talk about Henry's girlfriend, Henry's boss, Henry's owner.
I love her.
I don't like to think about that. Owns a jewelry emporium, you might say. Business
called Blush Daisy.
Blush Daisy.
She's stomping the game
stomping
right
the
now.
game, man. Where you can find her at? Instagram?
Instagram's the primary platform.
Okay. And
fellas, because I bet there are more fellas listening. You wanna do right by a lady. Buy her some of these. Okay. It's a guaranteed dick sucking. You buy her some of these.
Yeah. I don't like this. I don't like to think about you and dick sucking.
Hey, I suck a lot of dicks, man. What's your problem?
Okay, all right. Come on, man. That's been the podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Like, subscribe, everything, all that. Peace.